Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Real Talk for real people. Let's talk.
Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties today. We don't have our intro music, but that's okay. We're going to keep this podcast party rolling. What are we getting into today?
We're talking today about pride versus proud. I was thinking about this. This came to my mind, thinking about what's going on in America with the various faction, the right versus the left, or you can even say the right versus the rest of America. I try not to get too heavy into politics, but when you are in human relations, based on what I remember in undergrad in sociology, humans' interaction is a form of politics, whether it is official or unofficial. I happen to have said that. I was thinking about the 4th of July. My husband being a former military man. Now he's retired from the military. I used to, every 4th of July, play Lee Greenwood. I am proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And it makes me sad to say, for the first time in my life, when the 4th of July came around for 2025, I did not celebrate. Because there are those, the Bible calls it evil, spiritual wickedness in high places. There are those that are attempting to make me feel not like an American, not to feel proud to be an American. Things that are happening in America. I used to look at the Statue of Liberty and feel proud, happy that this country, like they used to say, we were a light sitting on a hill that cannot, that the darkness cannot conquer. I looked at America as an example to other countries. There's a scripture in Proverbs 16 and 18. And I learned this scripture so well when I was younger in Bible study. It says pride, not proud, but pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. And I think about the power that be, the current power, and I if I didn't believe so strongly in God, it's frightful. It would be frightful, but I'm not afraid because the scripture, even in Revelation, has predicted that these things has to happen before Jesus come back. And I see you can have you can have pride in your heritage. I am proud to be a black person. But when it gets excessive and I try to make my heritage as a person of African descent superior to my Asian brothers and sisters, my Latino brothers and sisters, or my white brothers and sisters, then I think I'm having pride. That pride that will go before destruction. This type of pride would destroy a nation. And when I think about the destruction that could happen for America, it makes me sad. We have always had problems in America because the beginning was wrong. And when you start something the wrong way, The only way it can be corrected, you gotta, like some of the musicians have said, bag that thing up. You gotta bag that thing up. And I heard his name is Donnie McClurkin. He said you gotta clean up what you messed up. We started this country in slavery and did all type of horrific, atrocious thing to people of African descent. Many presidents from my memory, like President Clinton, apologized to black people for the atrocities that was perpetrated upon this country that said it was based on biblical principles. And again, we're talking about pride versus being proud. Even though as a black person, I can speak for myself, I'm still proud to be an American. I'm not proud of everything America does. I'm not proud of all the past, but I'm proud of the people who are fair-minded people can receive correction. They say, we did this wrong. Let's go back and correct this. But if you're so proud and you say, oh, we didn't do anything wrong, that's in the past. The past determines your future. The Bible said, God is not marked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. I believe, if I'm going to repeat that a little bit better, and I believe it's within this same scripture. It says, God is not a God that he will lie. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. And see, this goes back to the scripture that says, if you will humble yourself and turn from your wicked ways, then will I, this is God, hear you from heaven and heal your land. America needs healing because certain groups, like for example, that young man that didn't deserve to be killed, but he was arrogant and he was prideful. The writing was on the wall. As a man, the Bible said, the man that lives by the sword shall die by the sword. And we must always remember, you will reap what you sow. You pour bad energy into the universe, well, you're going to reap bad energy. We need to, as a country, get on our knees and pray. We need to, our leaders need to humble yourself. Pray. Turn from your wicked ways. Your wicked ways is being prideful. Thinking that it is you that made America great. When God blessed America, I was taught as a child, in school, at church, pray for your country. Pray for the leadership of your country. Pride is a complex, one-sided. When a person, let's bring it down to marriage, for example. If you are in a marriage and you're wrong, like this happens in many marriages, as a consultant, as a mediator, I have experienced this so much, consulting with people, mediating with people in their marriages. Some would like to say, you're going to sing a somebody done somebody wrong song. And people say that to be facetious. But when you do wrong to somebody, you go outside of your marriage and cheat. And your spouse is hurt. And you say, I'm not going to apologize. She didn't cook dinner on a regular basis. She didn't clean up on a regular basis. she didn't always not in the mood. If you want your marriage to be saved, you gotta not be inward, full of pride. Humble yourself before the mighty hands of God first and tell God, God, I am wrong. Forgive me. Because every time we sin, we first and foremost, we sin against God. And you want to save your marriage, humble yourself. And man said, oh, it happened so long ago. She told me she forgave me. I'm tired of her talking about it. You know, if somebody keeps talking about something, not only are they not healed, usually it's because they still haven't developed trust in that person again. It is my firm belief and assertion. If you are the offender, you don't have a right to tell the injured party when they are healed or when they need to stop talking about it. Because usually they will stop talking about it when they start to trust you again. And listen to me, ascolta me. Trust is earned, not given. So as long as that person remember your infidelity, that is prideful of you to try and tell that person when they are healed, when you haven't done anything to help in the healing. All you can say, because you're tired of hearing it, you need to get over it. That was in the past. The past determines the future. The past is the strongest. Like they say, I've heard this in the legal field a lot. And it is applicable to other places too. You can always know what a person's past behavior is a strong indicator of their future behavior. Just because a person say, I'm sorry, and they don't put any action with that. The action is, if your spouse wants to go through all of your stuff, that is your phone, your go and come to your office and search, look around, whatever, your car, you shouldn't care because you have nothing to hide. And I say, a person that has nothing to hide, don't hide nothing. Have at it. Look at anything you want. I remember last week I was in the courthouse, and a young lady said, I want to look in your purse. We think we see something in your purse. I unlocked everything. I unlocked my purse. I poured the whole thing. She said, oh, you don't have to do that. I said, no, not a problem. I poured out the whole purse because I have inside my purse. I have little bags for organization, smaller bags. And see, that's because I had nothing to hide. People that have nothing to hide don't hide nothing. I could have said, well, forget it. I just won't come in here today. No, I have nothing to hide. Search it if you want to. Now, I do want to give this caveat. This doesn't mean that you're driving down the street and a cop stops you and say, can I search your car? Please hear me. No, not without a warrant. Never let a cop, because you don't know if he's a dirty cop. He may put something in your car. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about personal relationship, in relationship like what that young lady said. I have nothing to hide. She's not a cop. She was just checking me for safety reasons. Now, to move on past that, never let a cop search your car. Now, I'm going to move on because I didn't want anyone to be confused. Even though you don't have nothing to hide, we have known, it has been my experience that some cops will add things to your car. They will break your light in the back of your light just so they can have a reason to search you. Moving on back to pride versus proud. just say your child just got accepted into college. And you say to your child, I am so proud of you. I told a friend the other day who struggled. She went from 400 to 175 pounds. I got teary-eyed because I knew how much it meant to her and how healthy she would be. I said, I am so proud of you. Pride, Pride, is inward. Look at me getting all puffed up. Look what I've done. It's inward, thinking that you're the king. In America, this is a democratic republic. We have no kings. But there are those who would like to be the king and are behaving something unprecedented that I've never seen. And I'm not just a young 21-year-old. So I have been here a minute, and never in this life have I seen the things I'm seeing now because of pride. And the Bible said pride goes before destruction. And this person also have a haughty spirit. It's me. I do this. You 300,000 black women without a job. Some say it's 500,000. I say to black women, don't worry, because God is your source. It's not for you to be proud. Let God do what he's going to do. We for 400 years in slavery, we have trusted God. And he has brought us out to this day. And he will keep bringing us forward. My trust in God, I trust. Everybody else is suspect. Humble yourself. Again, in the scripture, it says, if my people, we say we are a God-fearing nation. And as you know better, you should do better. And only thing, or one of the things that will keep you from doing better as you know better is trying to justify your bad behavior. It's like a woman cheating. Oh, he didn't give me enough attention. Oh, he never complimented me. You made a conscious choice. And now because of your pride, you don't want to be called an adulterer. You don't want to be called not a good person. So you want to justify your bad behavior to put the fault onto your spouse. That is pride. But you need to humble yourself and clean up what you messed up. As Donnie McClurkin said, go to your spouse. Ask for forgiveness. Ask God for forgiveness. There's another word for excessive pride. It's called hubris. Being overconfident. Well, he should be happy I'm married to him. See, that's that pride going before you have a hubris. Excessive pride in how you look, how your shape is, how your hair is, how put together you are. Humble yourself before the mighty God, hands of God, and you can clean up what you messed up. In conclusion, I would like to say the two words pride and proud are can be used interchangeably, and people do that. You have to look at the context. There was a king, and I think his name was Nebuchadnezzar. He thought his country was so great because of everything he did. He had all the grains and many grains and storage facility for his grains, and his country was very prosperous. And he thought he did it. And it was God. Every good and perfect gift come from above. And when we are blessed, those blessings come from God. So don't get up like Nebuchadnezzar saying, oh, it's because of my accomplishment. It is God that gives us the ability to acquire wealth. Always remember that. That way you humble yourself and you can be proud that you listen. You can be proud that you listen to the voice of God to give you guidance through wisdom how to gain wealth because it's all God. And remember, don't be full of pride. You can be proud of yourself for listening to God.
Okay, that's it for RiaTalk. How are you feeling about the state of this nation? Join the conversation. Please leave a comment and your compliments below or on our Instagram account at RiaTalk. We're growing, guys. You can find this podcast on all podcast platforms. Just search for RiaTalk. Lastly, like, follow, and subscribe to RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.